Okay, boys. So it's time for the situation report with Duke and Ashley. I'm your host, Duke and Ashley, for September 2020. Gotta come back. Gotta do a situation update because you fucking idiots are running out of time. All right. So here's the deal. Situation report, September 2020. Okay. Now, first up, this is Pacone sent me an email. I think that was Pacone. About so currently, in terms of China, the war with China development, you've got India and Japan. They have a reciprocal defense pact that they just created to share defense equipment and logistical support between the two nations. That is a sure sign that you are going to go to war with fucking China. Just as I've tried to tell you, this is no change. You're going to fucking war with China. Okay? It just depends on how extreme this shit is going to get. Some of it's up to you. Some of it's not up to you. If you don't get your shit together and start dissenting, they'll fucking take it all away and they'll wipe out millions of you. Don't believe me if you don't want to. It's your fucking funeral, not mine. Because I'm not fucking going. Now, it's a pretty big escalation in terms of the formality of it. It's no fucking good. No fucking good. There are a lot of people in Japan, in India, and China. There are a shitload of people. And if the conflict breaks out between India and China, that's automatically a recipe for fucking World War III. Pretty much no matter what. They're gonna do it anyway. They're gonna I mean, they're gonna pop that shit off no matter fucking what. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what you do. They're gonna find some way to pop it off, and because people go along to get along, they're gonna go along with it. If you didn't fucking show up, they wouldn't have any bodies to go there. If you dissented, then they know that they were fucked and they couldn't send you there, and then it would fail, and then they look like an idiot trying to send the United States to some war that has no fucking. That we have no place in, that just like every other war that we fought in modern history, that we had no place in, that we were goaded into going to. What does that mean? That means that you don't right now have a background story to go to China, to fight in China, probably in the engagement region between India and China, which is probably where the theater will occur, that in the sea. And then you'll probably have some peripheral stuff and incursions and things like that. But you shouldn't have to go fight, okay? You shouldn't have to go fight, and the only way that they're going to get you there, what that means, because people are not ready yet to go, because it's going to be really bad. A lot of people are going to die. So what does that mean? That means that you're going to have an event take place similar to Pearl Harbor, or something to that effect, or 9/11, that's going to make all the fucking young blood that's too fucking dumb to know what's going on get fired up to believe that they don't have any choice. You have a choice, and if you go to this war, it's the end of the United States. You're not going to the United States is not going to survive. The war against China is for the purpose of destroying the United States. That is the outcome. When you come to the other side, this will not be the United States. All right? Just want to get that straight. I want everybody to know that. LE, military, especially in the active military, okay? You better fucking believe that when that shit pops off, because it's the death of the United States, there's going to be people here in the United States fighting the people that are still in the United States. That is going to happen no matter what, okay? All right. Other things. In news, I got an email. DOD has recently, basically in the last 18 months, made a giant domestic UAV program where they're domestically producing UAV parts. This is in competition to Chinese companies like DJI, shit like that. A viewer here actually sent me an email about this, and then I checked it out, and it was very interesting. I appreciate that. So this UAV program is through the DoD. They're doing basically like communist fucking government protected industry, where they've created a giant inflated UAV industry solely for the Defense Department and all of its contracts. So that would go through GSA into civilian hands. I'm talking about like military, I'm talking about law enforcement. domestic, which is the bigger part of it, right? Like we have any trouble with fucking UAV parts. Anyway, the biggest thing about it is they're trying to, their narrative is that they're countering, their public narrative, this is how they do it. They always spin it with a straw man that goes along with the MSM story so that fucking dumbass lemmings only see that and they don't think about anything logical. So the only reason that there is a fucking DJI or any kind of competitive production in China of UAV parts is because the fucking United States and the fucking European powers, the people that have taken them over, got together and fucking did it, and it took decades. And they had to build up China's infrastructure and make them build all that shit. That's the only reason why. So if you're falling behind on UAV parts at all, it's because of fucking them. And those same people that did that are the ones that are telling you now this is a good idea. It's not a good idea. You know why? Because I guarantee you that the UAV drones that they're making they have 5 new models that got released. They're going to be available on the GSA catalog to law enforcement all over the country this week. So, like, you're now going to have a bunch of cheap manufactured UAVs for domestic use. That's what it's for. It doesn't have fucking anything to do with China. They're just rolling in there because it reinforces the narrative. This is for use on U.S. citizens, on U.S. soil. That is what that's for. Make no fucking mistake and fucking quote me on that shit, because everything I said has happened, and you fucking idiots aren't doing a fucking thing about it. You stand by. You don't fucking help the country, you know, like... you don't hold water for me. There's nobody out here. I don't know of anybody sticking their neck out that has any kind of visibility, sounding the alarm on any of this shit. You guys are gonna watch it all fall, and don't fucking come around trying to fucking play a hero when this shit starts going bad and trying to fucking swallow up souls with your fucking vain, like, social media need to fucking redirect this and fucking drive everybody off a cliff, you know, with your retardation. You didn't fucking know what was going on before. You're not gonna know what's fucking going on then. This is a shit sandwich and everybody's gonna have to take a bite. You should start fucking blowing the alarm if you're a patriot. You think it looks bad for your reputation? Who gives a fuck? You look fucking stupid anyway. Alright, domestic situation. Commies are everywhere. Everywhere in the United States. The commies are everywhere. If you hadn't noticed this, because, you know, I know that people don't know anything except for exactly what the MSM tells them to think. And the MSM has not told you that the commies are federally protected. But, surprise, they are. They are fucking federally protected. Just like you have a fucking DHS set up in the United States to literally provide the South American immigration network to maintain it. They're basically like security guards, the DHS and their border checkpoints and shit, basically keep tabs on fucking immigration and don't do anything about it. So they can bring in South Americans, and the main purpose of the South American immigration is for the later on uppercut that's going to come from the South when they send the fucking South American nations up here to fucking take you out and fucking steal your wife and fucking kill your kid and fuck your dog or whatever they're going to do. That's where they're coming from the South. That's a fucking dagger in the gut. That's where that's coming from. You're going to get weakened before that, and that only happens after you're weakened. You're going to get weakened by fucking China. So you're going to go fight a Chinese war and all this shit, and you're like, oh my god, I got fucked in the ass out of nowhere, and then you're going to get fucking shanked in the gut by South America. And the same people that are setting up this entire thing are the same people that set up fucking NAFTA, are the same people that set up the fucking trade pacts with China to fuck you out of your industry and suck it all out of the United States and leave you, you know, importing fucking yogurt and stuff and chicken. It's the same fucking people that are doing this. And just like they're protecting the fucking immigration network and not doing a fuck all thing about it, like you should have fucking known, they're also doing the exact same MO in terms of protecting these fucking commies. Why? Because the commies bosses, the BLMs and the fucking Antifa, are the same bosses as the fucking federal government. That is why. That is exactly why. If you don't know that, it's because you don't know shit. It's fucking obvious at this point. I'm getting tired of, you know, if I sound like upset or something like that, no, this is just me on Friday? This is me on Friday. All right, you're getting money supply injection right now to increase the money supply. That also means inflation, if you didn't know that. So you're gonna have hyperinflation coming. They also have massive counterfeiting going on all through the United States. I talked about this briefly in terms of the George Floyd event. So the George Floyd event, what was going on is George Floyd got killed by that cop because that cop was stealing fucking counterfeit money that was running through the club that they both worked at. The cop was stealing money. George Floyd figured out about it, and he started stealing money. And then the cop killed Floyd because he didn't want to get in trouble for fucking stealing, you know, for like the feds figuring out they're stealing money. The feds don't give a fuck because this is a nationwide operation and they're pumping fucking counterfeit money all through the fucking United States, and it's a secondary inflationary measure. Why? Because the same people that are in charge of the feds that are doing counterfeiting are the same people that are fucking protecting the fucking commies, and are the same people that are putting fucking commies everywhere, because that's who's in charge of this motherfucker. And that's what time it is, you dumbasses. Wake the fuck up. DHS selling out the USA. Yep. This week you have the draft papers that came out. I spoke on this earlier. Draft papers came out. They have completely stepped over the entire threat of fucking Antifa and BLM, who are literally burning down fucking places and causing fucking homicides and accidental deaths and fucking all kinds of shit, along with the fucking media and politicians. They're all fucking bought. They're all fucking corrupt. They don't have a shred of patriotism whatsoever. And these are the lost in the United States. This is the proxy force, just like fucking the Free Syrian Army for the fucking Syrians, of foreign brain dope fucking cattle that are going to be your domestic enemies in this situation, so that you don't go after the actual people that are causing this. Because the more of them that they can make, and the more of them that they can arm, and however fucking far they're going to take this, that's more bodies that you have to drop if you're going to be fighting, which you're going to be fighting because you're not smart enough to not fight. You're not willing to do anything right now. You're not even willing to like say anything on social media or take any kind of risk. You think you're going to you're going to be fighting. Like you're going to go, it's going to get so bad that you're going to feel like you don't have any choice, and you guys are going to kill each other. That's just what's going to happen. That's what's going to happen when you let somebody else be in control of you and you don't take control of existence. Sound harsh? Sorry, I got to be, because you need to fucking wake up. DHS is selling out the United States. They've made domestic violent extremists the top priority. Basically what that means, and what it's going to mean, is everyone who wants to defend the Constitution, which there are a lot, they're military veterans all over the United States on prior service. I do not believe in violence at all. I've tried to get people to have non-violent strategies. No matter what I do, nobody gives a fuck. Nobody gives a flying fuck. Like I said, you're all going to fucking kill each other. Have at it. Go ahead. Whatever. I just fucking live here. Alright. So the DDE thing, that's, obviously, like, that is the transition from Muslim terrorism into white supremacists, and they've gone from white supremacists into basically broadening that into all white people, or any white person that wants to defend the Constitution is a white supremacist. Now they've just broadened it to domestic violent extremists, which is like, has a connotation of domestic violence, like wife beating and shit like that, and that's subliminal. That's not what they mean. They mean like you're just generally violent domestically, and that's extreme because you're violent, because you shouldn't have any violence, because you need to go along with world government, take it up the ass. Alright, DoD providing drone options to LE. I already talked about this. It's going through GSA. It's being added to the GSA catalog. They have at least 5 new models that are economic models that they're seeding to law enforcement, making available this week all over the country. That is going to be used on you, American citizens. They're going to be fucking flying drones right up your ass. These aren't weaponized yet. You better bet that when this shit goes hot, fucking LE agencies are going to have armed fucking drones dropping fucking orders. You better fucking mark my words. Add it to the fucking list. You might as well just start a list. Might as well fucking start a list and just start writing this shit down so you can cross it off as you get your shit pushed in, so you know what time it is. Alright. Drone options to LE. That's a big deal. They've already been doing fucking facial recognition through fucking Amazon. So you have, which is not even private industry. It's fucking, you guys live in a consumer communist society. You're too dumb to even understand. You think because you have a piggy bank and you get a little allowance in your controlled markets, and that you're competing, you think that you have some kind of like freedom. You don't fucking own the dollar. You don't own shit. The shit is extreme now. If it sounds extreme, it's because it's exactly what the fuck it is. I'm telling you like it is. If you want to get your head pumped full of shit, just fucking go on the fucking internet somewhere else. You'll run into it in about 2 steps. Federal troops have been strategically placed through the United States. This is both in response to things like the riots. They took advantage of this to do this because the people that are running the feds to strategically place them through the United States are the same people that are fucking running counterfeit operations, are the same people that are fucking protecting the commies and fucking putting commies everywhere. And the reason why is because that's who runs this motherfucker, and that is what time it is. You dumb, poor bastards. So, Fed troops strategically in place to the United States. The reason that you know this is a big deal is because of things like where I'm at. The closest area is Kansas City. Kansas City had 400 federal agents with kit in place there to combat the fucking gang violence that's going on there. Well, you know, I mean, that might work for fucking retards, but, you know, people that actually, you know, have eyeballs know that there's been fucking violence in Kansas City for like 100 fucking years. Like, significant fucking violence. That shit is nothing new. The federal troops, guess what? The people that run them, they don't give a fuck about people in Kansas City. They don't give a fuck about inner city violence. They don't care about any of that shit. It's all fake. They just want an excuse to fucking put Fed troops there. Why? Because they're gonna fucking sick them on you with fucking drugs. That's what's going on. Everything is being set up, and they're gonna fucking run it all the time. The real question is, who is going to be the Benedict Arnold? Exactly. It looks like it's probably going to be federal authorities. That much could be, you know, like logically deduced. I guess we don't know for sure. We'll just have to see how far down the chain it goes, how local it goes. But you better bet that we got a Benedict Arnold coming, because somebody is going to have to be the trigger pull. Your BLM and Antifa, they are not competent. They are not threats to the United States. In terms of direct action fighting against the citizenry, you've got to have people that are already trained. That leaves two forces. You've got external forces. That would be like your, you know, existential war with China and fucking South America and shit like that. Then you have the domestic side. That is going to be people who take a paycheck instead of following the Constitution and being an American. People that are mercenary sellouts. People that are domestic enemies of the United States. And the actual, real domestic violent extremists, those are the Benedict Arnolds. And when all you see is dollar bills, you can't even see your own soul. And the fact that you don't have a reflection. You guys need to be careful of fucking entrapment. Right now, it's extremely likely that the feds, because they're getting white papers and they have the officialdom entirely turning their head away from Antifa and BLM and turn to domestic violent extremists, which is practically fucking every military-age male in the United States. They're going to be online building up case files against people, so you guys need to be fucking careful as fuck in what you type in fucking messages I mean, I don't even think, I mean, half of you guys are retarded, and so, you know, you're probably like, you know, like, yeah, and then we can, like, you know, we'll get an Abrams, and then we'll have, like, our fucking company-sized element, and then we'll do, you know, and you guys are just, like, playing Call of Duty. You guys need to be fucking careful about what you're writing about. The way this shit worked with the fucking GWAT is that you basically had a bunch of fucking Muslims in the United States that were not terrorists, that were just Muslims, that obviously, like, they're going to be sympathetic to Muslims because they're Muslims. So during the GWAT, the fucking feds were going around and basically, like, making friends with them through fucking online chats, and then, like, saying, like, hey, you should, like, bomb a building, and then fucking giving them, like, bombing materials, and they're setting the whole thing up. Some of these operations are years. You should read some case files on some of the domestic terrorist busts that were just busts. They didn't have, you know, they didn't make the news or anything. They were real hush-hush. Most of them are FBI. They're fucking retarded. If you read the fucking case file, I mean, you read it and you're just like, what? Like, I mean, I don't even know. I don't even understand how somebody could be so dumb. I mean, obviously the FBI is staffed with, the actual agents are real people. You know, they don't fucking know what's going on. But it's hard to imagine how somebody can be so fucking dumb and at the same time competent enough to make it through the fucking FBI pipeline, cognitively and physically, and then get in there and do something like, figure out, like, yeah, terrorism's such a fucking problem that we have to, foreign fucking Muslim terrorism is such a fucking problem. It's just everywhere. It's so bad that we have to fucking provide everything lock, stock, and barrel and fucking pipe bomb and fucking text messages to give them the fucking idea to attack someone in the first place. I mean, what are you, fucking retarded? I mean, come on, you guys. You guys are destroying the United States. Are you an idiot? Boog is fake. I've already talked about this. Obviously, in the last 3 weeks, the MSM has come out with a shitload of fucking stories covering the Boogaloo Boys. If you didn't notice this, they're the fucking retards wearing fucking Hawaiian shirts and fucking masks. The reason that they're wearing masks is they don't want anybody to know their identity. You don't know why? Because they're fucking spook feds and fucking useful idiots. You guys need to identify anyone that says that they're a fucking boot boy. If they're a useful idiot, use your judgment if they're a useful idiot. Don't fuck with people that are just idiots and have no idea what time it is, and they're patriots that are just too dumb and so they think they're a Boogaloo boy. I'm talking about the people that are going on to the news and doing fucking interviews and sound bites with fucking Vice and shit like that to provide the fucking public narrative to identify anyone with a rifle as a fucking domestic violent extremist. These are obviously in the news. They're covering a story and they're saying they show up to protest and fucking instigate violence and that they're anti-police and that they, guess what? They side with the fucking BLM. Well, I mean, you'd have to be retarded not to figure that out. Obviously, the Boogaloo is a fucking entirely federal operation. It's obvious, right? It's going to be through fucking intelligence agencies. It's not going to be through like FBI. It's going to be somebody that's, you're going to be in spook territories with boot shit. You guys need to fucking keep tabs on these boot boys and fucking figure out, if you're a patriot, you need to figure out, you should fucking go look at the interviews, and if you can't, I mean, fucking, you should have a talk with those guys. That being said, a false flag is very likely. You're probably going to have a false fucking flag. It's probably going to involve boot boys, and it's probably going to involve shootings on police. That's probably what it is. Because what they have to do, what they're doing right now, is they need to get the police to kill the boot boys. Because if they can get the police to kill the boot boys, then they can get the police to kill all the other people that they can just say are domestic violent extremists, which is you, if you're a military-age male and you have a gun, which is like a fucking huge percentage of the United States. That's what all this is about. That's what it's been about the whole time. It's the GWAT it's about. That's what the whole thing is. The state of the union is, you're exactly fucked. It's time to fucking wake up. You have very little time. It looks like, in the fucking aggregate, that this shit is going to pop off all at the same time. Your external conflict, your fucking internal conflict, and the purge. You got a purge coming. The feds are stacked up. They're gonna move. You gotta use your brain, use logical deduction. You got a fucking UAV catalog being opened through GSA. You got federal troops strategically in place in the United States under the cover of the fucking protests and fucking gang violence. Totally fucking unrelated shit that they just happen to do at the same time. Well, that's because it's not for that. It's for fucking you, obviously. You've got an election in November. You've got a fucking economic crash coming up because they're pumping the economy full of funny money through both counterfeiting and the fucking central bank. These are foreign fuckers getting ready to destroy the United States. You guys are about to get your shit pushed in, and you're really close. I've been trying to warn you guys about this the whole time. It's my responsibility to continue to keep tabs, at least to this degree. This is just doing bullet points and making the record so that you guys fucking, when you do wake up and get your head out of your ass, and you realize that the way that you were thinking and feeling like you just want to be more normal, like we just need to be right in the middle of the road and fucking get our COVID vaccines and shit like that. You guys are the problem, and you're the only people here. If that's you, like you're a large percentage of the population. People need to fucking wake up and grow some balls, and you need to fucking read the Declaration of Independence, and you need to fucking mean it. You don't need to ask for your rights like coupons. You need to fucking put yourself in a position right now where you're not dependent on as minimal as possible, so that when you say that you don't want to do something, it's not just like you like saying, "Mom, can I please not skip brushing my teeth?" You need to be able to be like, "I have my own fucking toothbrush and bathroom." I mean, you shouldn't tell your mother anything bad, but you should respect your mother and your elders. But I'm just saying, like, you get the analogy, right? All right, that is the deal. That's why I'm trying to get you guys fucking self-sufficient. You guys need to be. You guys do not need to be looking towards big groups and fucking leaders and shit like that. This is the fucking holdout period. You need to fucking dig in like an Alabama tick. You need to get fucking tight, get your shit tight, okay? You need to fucking probably fucking get some of your own UAVs because they're gonna fucking constrict that shit. I would probably get some UAVs with some thermal on it for, like, checking out your AO. I'd probably dig some spider holes for last resort for your family to get into. For the raids that the feds are obviously gonna do. It's kind of hard to believe that there's people that are so such big traitors that they're gonna fucking. I mean, you guys know what this means. Like, this is basically just like a checklist for like you're gonna get fucking raids. Like people are gonna get raids on their house. It's just gonna be like fucking commie style USSR raids. All they're missing is the fucking background narrative for why it's necessary, and that is coming. Get ready.